Hey guys, Emily here. Today is day one of the booktubeathon. So I went to work this morning. I've already worked, gosh, I don't even know how long I worked, but I worked this morning from 5 a.m. till recently. I came home, got ready, had a little snack, and so while I was commuting to work and while I was eating my breakfast this morning, I was listening to an audiobook just to kind of get myself in the spirit of reading and booktubeathoning. And so I've been rereading or re-listening to It by Stephen King. So I did 1 hour and 14 minutes of reading this morning with the audiobook. Now that I'm home, I've got my coffee, a little treat today. I have got 2 books that I would like to deal with. So I'm gonna go for read a book in 1 day, and that I'm going to do the Adichie here, because I think I can do this in maybe an hour or so. The other book that I'm gonna start will tackle the challenge to read a book where the person is different from yourself, and for that I'm going to do If I Was Your Girl by Meredith Russo. The main character is a trans girl, and this, if I can't get to something else, will also cover the read a book with a person on the cover. So 2 birds with 1 stone, 2 challenges for today. That is my goal, and I will check in a little while. So it's 11:30 and I just finished the Adichie book. It was a feminist manifesto in 15 suggestions. It was really good. It's something that I would probably gift to new parents more than anything. So the premise of the book is that Adichie is writing a letter to her friend who has just had a daughter and has asked for advice on how to raise her daughter as feminist. There were a couple of lines that I underlined that I really liked. I finished my coffee, so I'm going to wash this out and fill it up with some tea that I made from home and move on to the next book. So it's a little past 3 now. It is about 3:15 and I have finished my second book, If I Was Your Girl by Meredith Russo. This was so good. I kind of look a little bit messy right now. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but I'm all like blotchy and stuff because the last bit of the book just brought me to tears. And it was really, really good. And I will do a review on it outside of the booktubeathon because I really think more people should read it. So it's the story of Amanda Hardy, who is a trans girl. And the thing that I liked about this was that Amanda has already transitioned. She's actively taking hormones and she's had gender affirmation surgery. The only other trans character that I have encountered is a trans character coming out, and that was in George. And if you can hear little snuffling noises, it's because my dog is beside me. So it was nice to see a character that was already established in their identity. It's the story of being trans in a world that is incredibly transphobic. In addition to being sexist and misogynistic, it's an interesting perspective that I haven't read before. Not that I've read a lot of this material that is out there, but yes, it was nice to read from a different perspective. I am going to tidy up a bit because I've sort of made myself a little like nest of teacups and dishes and Kleenexes, and yeah, there was much crying. There was a lot of tears. So I'm gonna tidy up and then I'm gonna pick another book and I'll check back in with you guys. So I just put my dog's antibiotics in her eyes. We had to put the cone of shame on to do it. Oh yeah, look at that. She's got is it an ulcer? It's like an ulcer or a tear or something. I can't quite remember what it is in the blue eye here. And we have to put these antibiotic eye drops in, otherwise she'll have to have her eye removed. Yeah, and we don't want that. So you gotta wear the cone of shame and cooperate. And there's Farfels, looking pissed as always. So I'm not really sure which yet, but I will let you know. I'm gonna give the backs a read and see what I feel like, and we'll go from there. So I decided to go with the old favorite, Tamora Pierce, just because it's been a while since I've read any Tamora Pierce, and I really would like to check back in with the world and sort of settle in again, so that is what I'm gonna do. So I just spent an unreasonable amount of time cutting up this watermelon. At first I thought it was because I was trying to cut it with my left hand because my right wrist is messed up, And so I'm trying to hack open this watermelon, and then I realized that it froze. You can't see this. Then I realized that somehow it got frozen. The fridge, I guess, was too cold or was too near the back or something. So it's only partly because my wrist is messed up. So while I was out picking up my mom and getting gas, I stopped by our mailbox and I got some book mail. Ooh, it's exciting. So I'm gonna open this right now. Good thing they sealed it up super well so that those easy open tabs are impossible to reach. We have an excessive amount of bookmarks, which is exciting because I love these things. I always start coloring them and then I realize that I've done an ugly job and I'm sad. So I have 3 attempts to mess up this flower pattern. So I ordered Carrie Hope Fletcher's book, On the Other Side, because I love Carrie as a YouTuber. I love watching her. I wanna read her books. I hope that her voice and like her Carrie-ness, her loveliness comes across in these books. I also picked up her newest novel, All That She Can See. Hello! Booktubeathon day 2! So, this morning I went to work, I worked my shift, I got some coffee, and now I'm showered. I'm sort of in the process of getting ready, but I'm showered, I'm all clean for my tasking shift, and I'm gonna continue where I left off yesterday. So yesterday I ended my day with like 48 pages of In the Hand of the Goddess by Tamora Pierce. And so I'm gonna finish this one today, and this counts towards the challenge of a book with a person on the cover. And then I think I'm gonna move on to a cover by. So either The Night Parade or there is Juniper Lemon, which the Booktubeathon is sort of reading together, and that has a gorgeous cover, definitely counts for this. I'm really enjoying myself so far. My plan was to put up a video each day, a little vloggy style video, but I have hurt my wrist. I actually dislocated some bones in my wrist, and yesterday you may have noticed I was wearing a brace. Today that brace got dirty at work, so it's wash and it's hanging, and because I'm just reading, I'm not doing anything. My wrist should be fine, but I know that like editing, that like motion, you can't see my hands, but like, you know, when you're holding the mouse and like typing, that hurts. Just making that motion with my finger hurts. So unless my wrist starts to feel better, I probably won't be making these daily. Obviously, if you're watching this, you know what I ended up doing. I think because it's beautiful, it is actually beautiful. Yesterday was so miserable, it drizzled all day. I think I might try and read outside today just because it is perfect weather for it. And I mean, summer is too short here in Canada, so gotta make the most of it. It's about 1 o'clock now, and I've got this much left to go in the Hand of the Goddess by Tamora Pierce. I've been really enjoying reading it, just sitting outside in the backyard with all the sounds of summer. I have decided to stop for a little snack and to make a pot of tea. I just finished In the Hand of the Goddess by Tamora Pierce, and it was really good. I love the ending. I love the conclusion to that book. It's so much fun to finally see everything fall into place, and like I love it. I think it is one of my favorite in the series. I'm super excited to film a review for that. I made some notes, some things that I hadn't noticed before. Something that I'm really interested in this time is learning about the magic in the world. So we spend so much time with Tamora Pierce's books learning about like the courtly lives and the knight system, the knight training system. With Dane's book, we learn a little bit more about sort of different military groups like the Queen's Army, the Queen's Riders, stuff like that. But we really don't spend any time with the sorcerers, and we know that there are sorcerers. We know that Elena's brother Tom goes to the City of the Gods to learn to be a sorcerer, and we know that New Mare, who is the like big head mage in the Immortals series, has also come out of a university. And then in Protector of the Small, we know that Neil has been to university. He was training to be a mage, but then dropped out to be a knight. It seems like magic is an institutionalized thing. It's a book learning thing, and something I picked up on this time because I'm interested is that Tom talks about blowing the masters away in his written exams, which means that when you're taught magic at the sort of university level, There's theory behind it. Whereas when we see magic used by Alano or by Kel's friends, it's sort of like an intuitive thing, like they're just sort of adding their little gift alongside their warrior skills, but we don't see anyone sort of trained with the same theoretical background that these sorcerers must have if there are written exams to pass. I know there are rumors. I've been waiting for this forever, which is why I say there are rumors, and by rumors I mean there is now a book available for pre-order on Amazon that is the first in a trilogy that looks at Numaire's story and hopefully his experience in school. So I'm hoping that we get to learn more about the magic, but that's just something I'm super fascinated with. In general, right now, my research interests are pointing towards magic in fantasy and the things that sort of go along with that. I'm very excited for this potential new book. I know Tamora Pierce has been promising this for a while, so I don't have my hopes up too high. Just because something is for pre-order doesn't mean that it's for sure. I'm gonna be starting Juniper Lemon's Happiness Index by Julie Israel. Okay, so it is 10 to 5. Just wanted to update you on the reading for the booktubeathon. I'm probably done for the day. So I read 152 pages of Juniper Lemon's Happiness Index by Julie Israel. I think I have predicted the ending. I don't want to spoil it, but I had one initial reaction and I was like, oh, I like that. And then about 20 minutes later, I read an interaction between two of the characters and I was like, oh, this is also a possibility. And I don't know if I like that. So I think either one is pretty plausible at the moment. I think I've predicted the ending, either way, the big reveal. One I'll be really happy with and one I'll be really disappointed with. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope your booktubeathon is going well if you're participating. If you're not, I hope you're having a great week and I will see you soon. Bye.